Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut. It's the third T20I between India and South Africa in the most beautiful scenic Dharamshala. We're awaiting the toss update, but till then, let me introduce my guests. Joining me today is Shorjani, Bharat Ramraj, and Shomik Chakrabarti. Do we have? We don't. We don't have it. But anyway, Shomik, starting with you. Tonight, all eyes will be on that Indian top order. That is the one thing that we have kept talking about. One biggest concern when it comes to the Indian T20I setup. But at this point, do you think this is the last, sort of testing ground for Shubman Gill before, the management makes a decision about whether or not to keep him in the team?
This is, as far as this game is concerned, this is not the last testing round. He will get two more matches of the series also.
Final,
But the
yes,
fact,
the series.
yeah, but the fact of the matter is that, selectors and the team management are concerned about his form, about his T20 form. And the fact, I have written a story also that now India have won the toss again and they have chose to bowl. And history is on their side because in the previous five T20Is at this venue, chasing team has won. So from that point of view, let's see what happens. I think
Sorry to
the
interrupt you, but we have the playing 11 and then you can continue. I'll read
yeah.
out the playing 11. We have
Hmm.
Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill, of course, opening the innings. We have Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dubey, Jitesh Sharma, Harshit Rana, Varun Chakravarti, Arshdeep Singh, and Kuldeep Yadav. So you're actually seeing that Aksar Patel is not in the playing 11 and instead it is Harshit Rana who comes back in. Shomik, your thoughts on the playing 11?
No. Akshar Patel has been replaced with
Oh, right. And
Kuldeep
Kuldeep
Yadav, and Harshit Rana comes in for Jasprit Bumrah, who has been rested. And it is a
Yadav.
logical call. It is a logical call in the sense Bumrah, you need to manage him going into the World Cup. You need to manage his workload, which is absolutely fine. And Harshit Rana is there. So every time Harshit Rana is there on the team sheet, um, I um, I felt a kind of glow that yes, Harshit Rana is there. So fantastic, so fantastic. We look forward to his cricket. But coming back to your question about the top order and Shubman Gill, as I've written, he will get two more matches also in this series. But um, he needs to come good at the soonest. Otherwise, the clock is ticking because he is not undroppable. He is not undroppable. Surya Kumar Yadav's form is also a concern. But the fact of the matter is that just 8 matches to go to the World Cup, you don't drop your captain because that would be pressing the panic button, and the selectors are not going to do that. But Shubman, there are capable replacements waiting. Sanju Samson is already in the squad. Jasasri Jaiswal is among the standbys. So Shubman will have to pull up his socks and we'll have to start delivering because vice captaincy doesn't insulate him from getting the job.
Absolutely. And we have an update from BCCI. And the fact of the matter is, Jasprit Bumrah has gone back home for personal reasons and will be unavailable for the game. The other update here is that Aksar Patel is in, which is due to an illness, is unavailable due to an illness, which is why he's not available for this match. And when it comes to Jasprit Bumrah, his update on whether or not he will join the squad for the remaining matches will be provided in due course. So that's the major update from BCCI at this point. But Bharat, if I were to ask you a similar question, we'll talk about the bowling lineup. But top order remains the biggest concern here. Abhishek Sharma has been taking shouldering a lot of responsibility at the top order. And of course, there are some cameos from Tilak Verma and Hardik Pandya that keep on saving the day for India. But that 2, 3, 4 position still remains a concern.
Yeah, obviously, in T20 cricket, if you look at T20 cricket, your top order has to fire because that is where your engine room is. And if your engine room is not firing on all cylinders, then it's definitely a problem going into the World Cup. And there's a lot of pressure on Abhishek Sharma. So I go back to that same point somewhere. Someone like Shubman Gill, I think, has to, if he really wants to look at or prioritize T20 cricket, then he has to think about more of a 360-degree play. That doesn't mean playing the lap shot or the scoop shot. It also means maybe looking at other options to play those lofted strokes, other than just coming down the track trying to hit across the line. So there are options you can look at just to expand his game, branch out his game, and then there is obviously Surya Kumar Yadav, and I have a gut feeling that he's because as he's getting older, his body might have slowed down a bit. See, he has had his injuries.
Okay, there seems to be an issue with Bharat's internet. Yep, there definitely is. But Shorjini, at this point, like all of us on the panel have said, that when it comes to Shubman Gill, there's not long before the management has to take a decision on his form, whether or not to drop him going ahead. He is the vice captain, yes, he is the captain of the other two formats, but nothing speaks as loud as performance.
I mean, definitely. In a T20 match, you have to score runs from the first ball. You cannot take time to come in and settle down. You just have to have that intent from the very first ball, maximum 2-3 balls, and then you have to start firing. In the first match, the way he got out, I think he kind of forced the shot. The ball was stopping a little and he kind of forced the shot. The same thing that we saw with Surya Kumar Yadav. And in the second match, the ball was a good ball from Nagiri. I mean, he edged it. But again, on the other hand, when you have reached a certain level, you have a lot of expectations on you, and you're a vice captain. He just came back from an injury, and we have Sanju Samson as his replacement. We already know that there is Sanju Samson, there's Yashasvi Jaiswal, who can take his place and who have actually, fired up the innings and scored runs in the previous matches. When I talk about Sanju Samson. And Sanju Samson, lower down the order, he has not been very impactful, I would say. So I personally believe that Shubman Gill, he has to score runs. He has to, because he has the ability. There's a reason why he's still in the team. He has the ability, but he's just not been able to show it till now.
Shomik, a lot of discussion around Surya Kumar Yadav has been the fact that the last time Akshar Patel came at number 3 because they were trying to shield Surya Kumar Yadav from facing quality bowlers is the discussion that is happening right now, that he, shouldn't have come or did not want to come at a certain period in the game. What are your thoughts when it comes to that?
I think Gargi, it was not a case of Surya opting out of that number 3 position, but more so the team management being iffy about his form, and they thought against the ball was darting around, and against the moving ball, Akshar would be more. He will give the team more assurance. Maybe that was the reason. I don't think Akshar was sent as a pinch hitter in the previous game, but that completely sent the entire batting order haywire. In the sense, we saw Shivam Dubey coming in at number 8 when the game was done and dusted. I mean, he had a power hitter like him. He should have batted earlier. This game, I wish and I expect them to stick to conventional batting order. Like if Surya doesn't come at number 3, I think Surya will come at number 4, because Tilak is there, number 3, Surya number 4, Hardik there is at number 5, and then number 6, Shivam Dubey. So that would be the proper batting order, I think, in this game. Although this match is going to be very tough for the bowlers and the fielders, because not only the dew factor, dew will come, and there, I mean, dew will make its presence felt. Apart from that, they will have to fight against the cold. It's in cold Dharamshala, and the temperature is likely to drop to 4 or 5 degrees as the game progresses. Around 9:30, it could drop to 5-6 degrees. So you'd like to keep your hands in your pocket as long as possible. Use those hand warmers. So it is tough on the fielders. It is tough for the bowlers. Tough for the fielders. So India, or both teams, will have to negotiate that difficulty also.
Coming to the bowling lineup, Bharat, Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti at the Dharamshala surface. What are you expecting tonight? India is bowling first here, so expecting Indian bowlers to restrict South Africa for a good total under maybe. What are your thoughts?
See, Dharamshala is one of those grounds where the ball travels faster because of the high altitude. When you situated in a high altitude, that is why the ball travels faster. So even a top edge or a leading edge or whatever it is, I can go and clear the boundary. That is one thing. Second thing is, I think we'll get a little bit of help for the pace bowlers up front. That is what you generally see even in some other North Indian cities, not just in Dharamshala. You see it even in Bulanpur. Obviously, this kind of what can you say theory goes against what former cricketers tell about humidity, because the conditions are quite cool. Actually, it goes well with the science. So fast bowlers might get a little bit of help here. And after that, with spinners in Dharamshala, I'm not very sure, because again, the ball travels faster here. So if Kuldeep Yadav, whoever it is, gets it slightly wrong, then they might disappear at this particular ground. So interesting to see how the spinners will go at this ground.
Sure, Jenny. A lot of people in our comment section talking about how Dharamshala and Bharat as well gives more assistance to the pacers, but that is precisely why a Kuldeep Yadav might just be effective here, because he doesn't necessarily need purchase off of the wicket to get those breakthroughs. So that can be the tipping point for Team India.
Definitely, and I think in the previous match, our bowling was not up to the mark. When we talk about the pacers, Yorkers, specifically if I talk about Jasprit Bumrah, he was attempting those Yorkers, but he was not getting it right. There were a lot of full tosses being bowled. Arshdeep Singh, that over, it was very expensive, 7 wides in an over. You do not expect at such a high level. At an international level, you do not expect 7 wides. And I feel that is the over. I might be wrong, but I feel personally that over was the reason why we received a penalty in the last over, because we could not finish the overs in time, as a result of which we had to keep 4 fielders outside the circle. So our bowling was not up to the mark. Fielding was good, but Varun Chakravarti bowled well. He was bowling. He was having this correct line and length, but I think the pacers missed the mark. Arshdeep Singh, he was continuously trying to bowl outside of to Quinton de Kock, and we clearly could see that the plan was not working because he was continuously going for wides. So at that level, when you see that you're not being able to execute, you have to change your plan. You have to be very quick, and you have to think fast, because T20 is a game where even one run matters. When we talk about Kuldeep Yadav coming in, definitely Kuldeep Yadav is a very big asset to Indian cricket and Indian bowling. He is a vital player, and we've had discussions where in the previous lives we've spoken about how impactful it would have been to have him in the team, and I think it's a good call. But Akshar Patel was definitely good with the ball as well. So it will be interesting to see how Kuldeep Yadav deals with the pitch today and how he bowls, because he has worked through his pace, he has the line and length, he has his variations. So it'll be interesting to watch. And also, not to mention, we have Shubham Dubey as well, who can, act as a backup bowler.
Gargi, did you see Gautam Gambhir's expression when Arshdeep bowled that 7 wide over? But all said and done, all said and done, we must. But all said and done, we must cut the bowlers some slack, including Arshdeep, because the wet ball was very, very difficult to grip.
Yes.
When the ball is wet, it becomes like soap cake, and it slips out of your hand. So even a bowler of Jasprit Bumrah's greatness, he was struggling to nail those Yorkers. Yes. He was struggling, and the Yorkers they were converting those Yorkers into full tosses. So it is very, very difficult. So we must cut the bowlers a bit of slack.
You absolutely should. Even Shomik, if you remember, when we were doing the 5 at 5 show, and I told you guys that I'm standing on grass and I can feel the moisture, the dew already starting to seep in, and that was precisely the case. And I showed some pictures as well, sent some pictures in the work group, that every time there was a drinks break, lots of groundsmen were trying their hardest to minimize the effect of the dew, but the temperature is such, the drop in temperature is such that there's not much you can do. You can't fight against nature. But let's talk about the South African lineup now. 2 changes I see here: Quinton de Kock and Reza Hendricks opening for South Africa, Aiden Markram, Dewald Brevis, Tristan Stubbs, Donovan Ferreira, Marco Jansen, Cobbin Bosch, Anrik Nokia, Lungi Ngidi, and Othniel Bartman. So George goes out, George Linde goes out, and who else? I think Lutho
Sipamla goes out.
Yes, sorry, I was having trouble pronouncing his name. But 2 changes for South Africa. How do you see this changing, Shomik?
See, South Africa, throughout this series, throughout this tour, have put India in the corner. It doesn't happen often. They sort of hammered India in the Test series 2-0. The first Test match was pretty close, 30 runs. The second Test match, they just decimated India and Gaudy. And then the ODI series, although India won, the ODI series was not lopsided. The first ODI, they came close to chasing down almost 350 runs. The second ODI, they chased down over 360 runs, and third ODI, India won handsomely. And here also in this format, it is 1-1. So South Africa have done more than their bit to push India into the corner. So India are tasting. I mean, this is the kind of opposition, and this is the kind of contest India is going to face in the World Cup. I'm not talking about the group phases. South Africa, I think the series is doing I mean, in terms of India's preparations for the T20 World Cup, this series is very, very beneficial in the sense that they are getting hardened. It's no point playing against a side like Bangladesh, for example. No point playing because you know you will win. But here, when you are stretched, then you can get to your shortcomings. You can learn from your mistakes, and that should augur well come the T20 World Cup. So South Africa have been absolutely brilliant in this series, and uh, kudos to them. And we all once again hope this series will also go down to the wire, this T20I series.
And digressing from the cricket conversation a little bit, the Messi event in Mumbai is underway, and there have been a flurry of exchanges of jerseys. Sachin Tendulkar giving his number 10 jersey to Lionel Messi, Messi giving his jersey to Sunil Chhetri, and well, thing or two to learn here from Mumbai and Hyderabad. The events have been flowing seamlessly, and that's what you want to see. You want to see fans get what they want, what they paid for, especially. Bharat.
Gargi, I just want to inform our viewers that we are not covering the Bombay leg of the Go Tour because we stand in solidarity with the fans in Calcutta. Because what they faced and the organization was shambolic, and they were at the receiving end of it. They were the worst sufferer. Lionel Messi came, Lionel Messi went, whoever it is. But at the end of the day, the fans, the biggest stakeholders in our game, they were the worst sufferers. And to stand in solidarity with the Calcutta fans, we are not covering the Bombay events.
Shomik, we are also not covering the Delhi leg. Initially,
Exactly.
we had thought that you would do the Mumbai leg, I would do the Delhi leg, but it's not happening anymore because what happened to the fans in Kolkata was absolutely unfair. Unfair is
Exactly.
the least you can say. Unfair is the
Absolutely.
least.
if
It
if
was.
we get a release from the PMO, if Lionel Messi at all, if the Prime Minister at all meets with him, then if we get a release of pictures from the PMO, then we'll put that out because that is from the government, and we will respect the government and we'll put that out. But the private events, we are not covering.
Absolutely. Bharat, here's a question by Scuderia. I'm guessing you're an F1 fan, Scuderia, but okay. What's with Gill's obsession to open? He isn't a natural opener. Why doesn't he go down to three, send Sanju to open, and drop Dubey for a couple of matches? So, what he's suggesting is Sanju opens with Abhishek Sharma. Shubman Gill goes down to number three, and where do you then put Surya Kumar Yadav? Do you drop everyone 1-1 positions? What are your thoughts? Bharat, a
See,
combination like.
whatever we say, India will go with six bowlers. That is what I think is written on a stamp paper, so that won't change. Second point is, I think number three opening slot. I don't think it really matters much because number three is a part of being a top order batter. So Shubman Gill, either if he's batting at three or opening, I think it's about maybe branching out his game a little bit, branching out his T20 game a little bit. I think that is for his good only. So I don't think it makes much of a difference if he's going to bat at three or if he's going to open the batting. I just want to add a point about South Africa as well. Remember, since the T20 World Cup in 2024 in the West Indies and USA, South Africa have won only one T20I series, just one out of 7 or 8 series they have played. They have won only one T20I series. So, from their point of view, I think they are picking at the right time. They might be picking at the right time because I think out of the three formats, the weakest format over the last 1.5 years has been T20Is.
Shorjani, what are you expecting any experimentations when it comes to the batting order tonight? Or do you think it largely depends on what the situation is? Do you think the management is more of a horses for courses type of approach at this point in time?
I mean, as we all have been talking about that the template that we are following is flexibility. That is the term that has been used. So it was really surprising to see Akshar Patel come out to bat at number 3 the previous day, because when I was growing up and I was playing, I've been always told that a lefty and a righty combination disrupts the bowlers. Strategies, but then both the lefties were there out to bat, so I really don't know what is going on, and there will be a lot of experimentations. But again, what I have to mention is that one person has to hold down the fort. In the first match, we saw Hardik Pandya do it, but again, he did not have a specific target in his mind because we were batting first, so he was batting freely. And then in the second match, I think Tilak Verma did that, and Jitesh Sharma also paid his contribution. But it is really difficult to say what Team India will do with its batting lineup. But I think the only thing that we are confirmed with right now is that Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill are going to open. Apart from that, everything depends on the situation and the team management. But while we are talking about India, I would like to mention South Africa. The other day, Quinton de Kock, he played exceptionally well. And the innings from David Miller and Ferreira, I think that innings mattered the most because, scoring, I think, around 30 runs. Ferreira scored around 30 runs. And then David Miller also, the power hitting that he did in the last overs, I think that was really crucial, and that did help, in South Africa winning the match.
All right. Shomik, if we look back on the last game, and I suddenly remembered about this, Surya Kumar Yadav in that post-match press conference came out, not conference, presentation, and he tried to explain the reasoning behind Akshar Patel coming out at number 3. And he said that, he's done well in ODIs. He's had good aggressive innings, and we wanted him to play the same way here as well. But that's a completely different, format that we're talking about. How convinced were you of that? He was very clear about the fact that it was an experiment that failed. But at the same time, we've spoken about this multiple times. It didn't make sense to begin with.
See, Gargi, Surya is a very happy-go-lucky type of a person, and he will not conceal anything. What he said, it's better to take that at face value because Surya will not keep his cards close. In the sense, it's not in his nature. He's a very free talking guy, and he's an excellent guy in the sense, Surya. So Surya, I think that was the thing, but I don't agree with that part that he was sent as a pinch hitter. No, he was sent as an anchor in the sense as because the ball was darting around, that was the cushion. The team management thought he could provide the cushion. Whether Akshar Patel has the technique to do that against the moving ball, someone who against someone of Marco Jensen's pace, that is a different issue altogether. That is a different issue of South African bowlers. They are not dibbly-dobbly bowlers. Lungi and Giddy is not a dibbly-dobbly bowler. So from that point of view, that is, but it was a clear case of experimentation in the sense it was a clear case of safety first. Not in the sense that going ahead we will do it, but it was a clear case of safety first. That was my interpretation. And also, the team management was a bit iffy about Surya's form, and they wanted to give Surya that a bit of cushion that if the two players, Shubman got out for a golden duck, if Abhishek Sharma and Akshar Patel could have stitched a decent partnership, then it would be easier for Surya to come in and play his natural game. Maybe they wanted to give Surya a cushion. That could be the only reason.
Something
Oh, by the
similar
way,
to
by the way, Gautam Gambhir today gave the team talk at Team Hurdle today.
Oh, okay. So let's see what changes. Let's see. Let's see what changes. But the sight of the Indian dugout and about two to three players being padded up, not knowing who is being sent next, is something that we all have to get used to, I think, because that seems to be the template that will happen now. Yes,
It is like football. Three, four players are warming up.
ready.
Nobody
Just
knows
ready.
nobody knows who would be thrown in by the manager. So it is like that. Three, four players are padded up, so they don't know about their batting order, and it's horses for courses, flexible. Yeah, during our last show, I said total cricket. We all along we knew total football. Rainer Schmickels, the great Rainer Schmickels, was the proponent of that, and now we have total cricket.
But I have a
Absolutely.
question here. I mean, as a fan, this is a question that I'm asking as a fan. So when you're experimenting constantly, when the players they themselves do not know when they're coming out to bat, doesn't that affect their confidence? I mean, playing is, confidence is a big part of the game. So when you do not know when you're coming out to bat, you do not know whether you'll be facing the old ball or the new ball. How does that affect you as a player?
Bharat, why don't you take?
Conventional. Yeah, please.
Yeah,
No, no, no. Wait. No, I was about to answer. So yeah, please.
you decide between yourselves. Do the toss.
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
Please go
Yes,
ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
no, he started.
He
No,
can
no,
also
no,
take
please,
it.
you no, no, you please go ahead.
It was about,
After you finish, I will pick up the pieces. But you please go ahead first.
it was about experimentation, right? I'm just confirming.
It
And
was about it is about so many constant changing of batting positions.
Yeah,
Whether
yes,
that affects the
yes.
confidence of the players.
Yeah, see, from a player's point of view, you can say that it will affect a player's confidence. But in modern day T20 cricket, coaches keep telling that you have to be flexible. We will keep changing the batting order. And barring, I guess Gautam Gambhir once told me in a press conference as well that barring top order slots, everything else is kind of overrated. It seems in limit overs cricket in terms of the batting order. So he feels that you have to be flexible. If you're not an opener, you have to be flexible in terms of batting maybe at three, batting maybe at six or five, or on those lines. That is what Gambhir said. But from a batter's perspective, obviously, it should affect his confidence, especially if you're batting at number six or on those lines, seven or on those lines, and suddenly you're made to bat at number three, which is what happened with Aksar Patil going up against the new ball, which was definitely moving around in Mulanpur. Then I think it kind of will affect his confidence. But I don't think that is how the modern day coaches think, fortunately or unfortunately, because they keep telling that outside of openers, everything else is overrated when it comes to batting order. That's what Gautam Gambhir feels.
Shorjani, there are two schools of cricket as far as T20 cricket is concerned. There is MS Dhoni school of cricket that trusts stability. You would hardly see an MS Dhoni team in the IPL right now. These days, his tennis link to cricket is IPL only. In an MS Dhoni teams, he is constantly changing the batting order. You have been given a role, Rituraj Gaikwad and that guy, Devon Conway, or whoever, he will open. He only Dhoni keeps changing his batting order, sometimes seven, sometimes eight, sometimes nine. So only, and that is at the fag end of his career. But I'm talking about Dhoni at his prime. So it was stability. Suresh Raina would come at number three. Then there would be another person for four. That is Dhoni school of cricket, and Rohit Sharma is a disciple of that. Rohit Sharma is a Dhoni disciple. He comes from that MS Dhoni school of cricket. And there is one Gautam Gambhir school of cricket, which we have been witnessing of late. Let's see. Nothing succeeds like success. India have just lost 3 T20Is this year. So you have to give credit to Gautam Gambhir. If this team go on and win the T20 World Cup, that would be excellent. But anything less than reaching the final with this team would be a failure.
We would have let's take quick predictions because it's already 7. Game will start any second now. But Bharat, quickly your prediction. How many runs is South Africa making?
How many runs? Dharamsala maybe 180, 102, 280 to 200 because definitely the ball travels faster here. And if the Indian pace bowlers don't get it right up front with the new ball moving around a bit, then it could be definitely 200.
What about you, Shamik? What do you think?
55-45 India.
Is that right? Is that right, math? No, it's
Yes.
it sounded very wrong to me.
54.22,
So
45.7.
after Shorjani gives a prediction, you would be calling the parting shots.
Shorjani, your thoughts?
In my mind, I wanted to reach 250 because then it'll be a good game to watch. But then 200, logically speaking, I think something around 200 is fine.
All right. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank
No,
you so
no,
much.
your
everyone.
prediction, not on that note, Gargi. Your prediction is due.
Okay. I'm not doing percentage. Let's see how many runs South Africa will make. I think anything close to 192 is
Okay.
my prediction, and
192.
India 192, and India chase it down.
So
So that's
win predictor for India, what percentage?
wow. I think it's 60-40 in favor of India.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Okay, I will memorize some more numbers for the next time. So it sounds very
43.76.
great, Bharat. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Shorjani, Bharat, Shomik, for joining. And to everyone who's watching, join us at the end of the game so we can talk more about it. Thank you.